This is Eagle Al, and today I want to talk about DeAndre Hopkins. News is heating up, man. I'm coming to a point where I might have to accept D-Hop might be an Eagle. And let's get straight into it.
Hey, what's up? It's Mauro Ojimo. Shout out to Eagle Al, the biggest Eagles fan out there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, so I just seen this on my Instagram, and I'm starting to see it on my Twitter as well more and more. Jalen Hurts followed DeAndre Hopkins on Instagram. I know to my older audience, this sounds very, very silly. What does a follow have to do with anything with football? This is a lot, especially with the new generation. This is a lot because it shows that they probably respect each other. They are definitely probably communicating for sure. Because remember, when we got A.J. Brown, it was just silly games back and forth. Jalen Hurts writing his comments. They followed each other. They did little workouts together. And I'm like, yo, A.J. Brown might be an Eagle. If Howie Roseman got the package right, he might be an Eagle. So it start with little things like follows, then comments, then DeAndre Hopkins showing Jalen Hurts love. So I'm coming to a conclusion that this might actually happen. And the only problem I have with it is that can DeAndre Hopkins play the slot? So before I shot this video, I looked up a wide receiver who was dominant on the outside, who was possibly even a Hall of Famer. And the first person that came to my mind who took a lesser role but did really well in the slot was Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was a dog on the outside. But Bruce Arians came in there, the Christian Kurtz and this and that, more younger players start coming in. And they didn't want to boot Larry Fitzgerald to the side. They like, let's try him in the slot. And his career, he started looking good. That's why towards the end of his career, basically, I think he had a couple Pro Bowls in there. Probably like the last 2 years or 3 years he didn't. But towards the end, he benefited a lot in the slot because he wasn't a quote-unquote main guy anymore. And he dominated those slot corners. Now, is DeAndre Hopkins willing to take that role? That's the question. And I said this in my last video, that if there's any quarterback who can handle three big personalities, is Jalen Hurts. Why? Because Jalen Hurts went to a big school. He basically went to wide receiver university, in my opinion, with Alabama. These three guys were on the same team, and Jalen Hurts did a very good job handling these three guys. Jerry Jeudy, who was the number one with the Broncos. Devontae Smith, who was a 1A or a 1B, whatever you want to call it, with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. We know how that's going. And Henry Ruggs, who was basically a number one with the Raiders. Or, yeah, you could say like a number one with the Raiders. So he had all three of those guys on one team. And Jalen Hurts did his thing. So if there's any quarterback that can galvanize those guys, an A.J. Brown, big personality, a Devontae Smith, and a D-Hop, I think it'd be him. And I also said, people say I was contradicting myself. I'm like, well, we good because I like how different they are that we have now. I like Quez Speed. Quez Speed opened up some lanes for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. D-Hop do not have Quez Speed, but he's the overall better wide receiver. But I just thought those three complemented each other. It's just that my thing with Quez last year, well, his number was called 2 out of the 3 times he failed. And that was the Super Bowl, and that was Washington. But the Colts, he came up because the Colts looked like, man, that's a trap game. Look like we're about to lose back-to-back. It's going to be a lot of controversy, but Quez showed up. Now, if you give D-Hop 3, 4, 5 targets a game, he's going to catch 4 out of 5 of them. But is he willing to accept numbers dropping like that for the Super Bowl? I don't know. Is he coming to reality? 30, been in this league going on 10 years. I won a ring. Eagles will be able to pay him. But are you willing to accept a lesser role? That's the question D-Hop has to answer. If he's like, nah, I want to be a number one or a number two, it's not going to fit because I don't see us moving Smitty to the slot. Smitty will do great in the slot. Don't get me wrong. But Smitty make his numbers on the outside. Smitty do his thing on the outside. And Smitty's young and he's the future. D-Hop is not the future. So D-Hop will have to accept a lesser role. That's my only thing. And I said this. If D-Hop comes to the Eagles, will it be a problem? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The way Jalen Hurts and his coaching staff galvanized the team. But D-Hop got to handle it personally. Like, he got to handle it internally. Like, am I okay with being the third option? That's the question D-Hop has to answer. And if he's okay with that, we're talking about the best trio to ever do it, man. They'd be the best trio to ever do it. But, hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about this simple follow by Jalen Hurts to DeAndre Hopkins? Is it nothing or is it something? Remember, again, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, it started off little stuff like that. Even though we know they knew each other for years. Jalen Hurts commenting, working out together. Draft night come. A.J. Brown is an Eagle. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.